Hey, thanks for checking out my video. Today we're going to make some apple cider donuts, and you can either fry these or bake them. We're actually going to do both. We're going to bake them, and you can choose to eat them right after you bake them. You know, you just toss them in cinnamon sugar and you can eat them that way. Or if you want them to taste like a real donut shop donut, you can then throw them in fry oil for just a minute, and they get that same texture, kind of crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. So these are kind of dual purpose. You can either eat them healthy, like, you know, baked, which to me just tastes like cake, not so much like a donut. Or we can throw them in the oil and then have true donuts, which is the way that I like them. But when you do them this way, bake them first, you can eat them either way you want. And you can also throw a bunch of them in the freezer, and then when you want to eat them, all you have to do is throw them in the fry oil real quick some Saturday or Sunday morning, and they're super easy and so delicious. So let's get started. We're going to do our dry ingredients first. I've got 4 cups of all-purpose flour here. I need 2 teaspoons of baking soda, and I'm doing a double batch here, but I'll put the recipe in the description, and I'll make it just the standard size recipe so that you don't have such a big batch. 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. Okay, that's our dry ingredients. Now we're going to start with our wet ingredients. I've got 4 tablespoons of melted butter, 2 eggs, a cup of milk. I'm using whole milk, a cup of sugar, and a cup of brown sugar. And a teaspoon of vanilla. Sorry, since I'm doing a double batch, it's 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So I've got my reduced apple cider here, a cup of it, and what I did is I bought a 1/2 gallon of apple cider and I just reduced the whole 1/2 gallon. So I'm using a cup here, which is I'm doing a double batch here, so normally it would be 1/2 cup. But then I froze the rest of the apple cider in individual cups, so that next time I want to make donuts, I've already got the reduced apple cider. And you might notice here in the batter, the melted butter, once I hit it with the milk and eggs and apple cider, which were more on the cold side, the butter kind of hardened up a little bit, but that's not going to hurt anything. So now we're going to add our dry ingredients and our wet ingredients together. I'm actually going to take the whisk to this. Okay, so I've got my donut pan here ready. You want to fill them about 3/4 of the way full, because if you fill them too full, you lose the hole. Okay, so I've baked all the donuts, and I like my donuts to taste like real donuts, and these are good, but they taste like cake to me. They don't have the same texture as a donut. So what I do is I just throw them in the oil for just about 30 seconds on each side, pull them out, give them a minute, and then put them in some cinnamon and sugar, about 1 cup cinnamon or 1 cup sugar to a tablespoon of cinnamon, and that's all you have to do, and then they're like donuts from a bakery. Okay, so I fried the donuts. I just let them cool for just a few minutes so that they're easy to handle. I'm just putting them in the cinnamon and sugar. There you go, our apple cider donuts. They're delicious. They're easy to make, and you can eat them baked or you can fry them like this, and they're even better. I will put the recipe in the description. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.